Well, I've been lollygagging a little bit this morning, slept in a bit, had a leisurely breakfast, not in any hurry, trying to miss the rush hour at Houston, which is only an hour and a half away roughly, and it is like 8:30 local time now, so I got to get moving though. First stop, I need gas and ice here at this Chevron station, and then it's back on to I-10 heading west. Getting back on I-10 west. Got gas and ice for the cooler. So this time, my fuel economy gauge says I have 603 miles to empty. I think it's getting used to the fact that I'm getting better mileage on the highway than I was around town back home. So it's realizing I can go further on a tank of gas. Cool. Alright, so next stop Houston, and a special stop where we'll do some filming. No spoilers, you'll have to wait till we get there. Well, I'm on the outskirts of Houston. Time for a comfort stop before I tackle the crazy traffic between here and my destination. So we're going to stop at Buc-ee's here. It's been quite a while since I've stopped at a Buc-ee's. I think the last one I was at was in Warner Robins, Georgia, and it was about 5 times the size of this one. This one's tiny. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to stay away from the fudge. I'm going to stay away from the fudge. Promise. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I avoided the fudge and some other gooey stuff in there. Just got a few snacks for the road, because I'm going to be on the road for 2 more days. But boy, people love this place. It's like, I don't know, a religious pilgrimage or something. They're just all so happy to be here. They're lining up to take photos in front of the beaver statue out front. It's a little bit crazy. You know, generally, I'd rather go to a truck stop than a Buc-ee's because there's fewer people. There's only 1 or 2 people in a truck. This place is jam-packed, and there's lines everywhere. So, yeah. Okay, but I've done the obligatory Buc-ee's stop. I think I can move on now. So here's our special stop on this trip through Houston, Electronic Parts Warehouse. It's going to be another in my series of stops at old-style electronic surplus stores. Going to add it to my collection, and we're going to go in and we're going to do a little shopping, looking around, a little filming, and then get back on the road. And this video will probably appear on my main channel just because that's where all my other electronics parts surplus store videos are. So let me go inside and start filming. Okay, well that was a fun stop at Electronics Parts Outlet. I got to get back here someday. If you're in the area, you definitely need to stop in and help support these people, keep them in business. So many of these electronics surplus stores are just going out of business all over the country. You know, one of my favorite ones in a previous video, Apache Reclamation, is no more. So you gotta support them, keep them open. I was talking to the staff in there. They've had some struggles during COVID, and just, you know, the online business is just, you know, killing them. So yeah, come visit them, support them. And I got to find my way back to I-10 and continue my way west. And I have lingered here for a long time. It's going to put me behind schedule. So we'll see how far I get tonight. Okay, back on I-10, heading west again. It's almost 1 p.m. local time. So we'll see how far I get, because I am way behind schedule after that stop at Electronic Parts Outlet, but it was worth it. It was worth it. That was a lot of fun. Like, I would like the I was talking to one of the ladies in there. I try not to film the employees or other customers when I do these sorts of things. But I was talking to one of the ladies in there who worked there, and I told her I have a YouTube channel about electronics. And she said, "Oh, this must be like being in a candy store to you." And I'm like, yes, it was like being in a candy store, exactly. So, yeah, so it was worth it. I don't care if I'm behind schedule, but just good to be moving west again. Okay, so there's mile marker 667. I'm a few miles east of Flatonia, Texas, about 98 miles away from San Antonio, still heading west on I-10. Now, a few years ago, I was on a cross-country road trip, and I thought it might be interesting to try and take pictures of all of the triple-digit mile markers where the numbers are the same. Why? I don't know. I'm bored on these long road trips, okay? So I thought, okay, so I got pictures of 111, 222, 333, 444. Now, there's only a few states where the numbers go up high enough to get 555, 666, 777. Texas is one of them. Texas is a big state. Let's see if the 666 mile marker is there or not. We should be coming up on it pretty quick. Well, what do you know? There it is. For the longest time, there were no 666 mile markers. They would just have a blank sign there. And I wondered, you know, what? Is the Texas Highway Department superstitious or something? And I had to do a little research and find out why there were no 666 mile markers. It was because people kept stealing them. They wanted them as souvenirs. So they were putting up blank signs. But there's one. We've actually seen a 666 mile marker. I guess people have stopped stealing them, or Texas is replacing them faster than they're being stolen. Okay, first one I've ever got on video. Now, this road is just clogged with traffic. It may not look like it on the video here, but it is absolutely jam-packed with traffic. It is way beyond capacity. And we'll be going along at 70, 75 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden we will have to slam on the brakes and come to a complete stop. And this has been going on, for probably 2 hours now. Not even to San Antonio yet. Just the traffic on this stretch of I-10 is just insane. It's solid. As far ahead as I can see, as far behind as I can see. I'm hoping it's better on the other side of San Antonio, because there's not a whole lot on the other side of San Antonio. All right, keep driving. And here we go. We have ground to a halt again. It seems like every time we get up to about 70, 75 miles an hour, something happens to cause it all to grind to a halt. This just keeps happening. I think it's like density waves in the traffic. There's never an accident, there's never construction, but it does say lane shift ahead, but up till now there hasn't been any construction. It's just randomly everything grinds to a halt. You gotta stand on the brakes and hope you don't get rear-ended. Much better. Far side of San Antonio. Wide open. Moving fast. In fact, it's going about 5 miles an hour faster than the speed limit. All right. This is the fastest I've moved most of the day. Loving it. Give me the wide open asphalt. Well, I just stopped at a Pilot truck stop just outside Junction, Texas, and needed a comfort break, topped off the gas, picked up some dinner I can eat on the road. But I'll tell you what, this is why I will never own an electric vehicle, at least not voluntarily. Look at that. Topped off the tank, 590 miles to empty on the highway, okay? You know, I don't have any range anxiety. I can refill in 5 minutes and be on the road with another 589 miles range. You won't get that with an electric vehicle. Probably not in my lifetime. So I love my F-150. Oh, I also cleaned the windshield. Not so much for you guys, but for me, because I'm driving into the sun, so I cleaned all the bugs and crud off of it so I can see a little better. It's getting late in the day, driving west into the sun. Okay, let me find the interstate again and put some more miles behind me. Okay, about 100 miles away from Fort Stockton. I am contemplating stopping at Fort Stockton for the night. My original plan was to go all the way to Van Horn, but Fort Stockton's already about 100 miles away. Van Horn, maybe not another 100 miles away after that. Got maybe a little over an hour before sunset, I'm guesstimating, based on how high the sun is behind the cloud there. Not sure I want to be driving at night out here, based on the number of deer carcasses beside the road I have passed since San Antonio. Easily 100, I would say. So, yeah. Don't want to hit deer in the dark, which apparently is a big thing out here. So I may just stop at Fort Stockton. It's not going to put me that much further behind schedule for tomorrow's drive. May stop there, we'll see. Now, I noticed an interesting thing here. I've done about the last 100 miles or so, for the most part, on cruise control, because, hey, there's no traffic, right? So just crank it up to speed I'm comfortable with, hit the cruise control, you know, take the foot off the pedal and exercise it a little bit so it doesn't cramp up. Well, I've noticed being on cruise control that my average miles per gallon has dropped. It seems to me that on the uphill segments, the downshifts are much more aggressive with cruise control than they are when I'm pressing the pedal. So I've noticed this in my Tacoma too. In fact, its downshifts are really aggressive, jarringly so. So I think I'm driving with my own foot now rather than cruise control. I'm pretty sure I could drive faster myself and get better mileage driving faster myself than cruise control can get driving slower. Just because, you know, maybe on flat sections, cruise control would do as well or better than me. I don't know. But in hilly areas, it really doesn't seem to do as well. I mean, it downshifts more aggressively. I guess in hilly areas, I'm more willing to let the speed drop a little bit on the uphill section and then climb up again on the downhill section. Whereas the cruise control, you know, downshifts and accelerates uphill to keep the speed up, and then doesn't really take advantage of the downhill sections as well as I do. So that's my theory anyway. Anybody else out there notice that? Cruise control in their own vehicle doesn't get as good mileage as their own driving? Leave a comment. Oh, it's been very windy. You would not believe how many signs have been toppled over that I've passed. And there's another dead deer carcass. Okay. I better watch the road. Yep, Motel 6 again. Can you hear the wind howling? Oh my God, it's crazy. And I had to check in. I parked right under the big Motel 6 sign over there. It's not really showing up on the video, but that thing is rocking back and forth and creaking and groaning. And I'm like, uh-oh, I better get my truck out from under this thing just in case. Wow, it is windy. It's like blowing a hurricane out here. Okay, I'll see you in the morning.